Thank you for tuning in to Game Changer 00100. I'm your host, Game Changer. I appreciate you liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting in the comment section below. All right, so I somebody sent me an email. I'm not going to say who it is. If you know who you are, and if you're listening, go ahead and shout yourself out in the chat room if you wish to. Um, I get this link from someone. I'm not familiar with his channel until now. I'm probably going to subscribe just so I can, get to learn more about his point of view. His name is Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and if you're listening, I'm going to send you a link to this broadcast. If you're listening, then please, I would like to welcome you to my panel, or I can go to yours and we can have a one-on-one to discuss certain topics. Because the video that was sent to me was very, very interesting, noteworthy of a response video. So the first 5 minutes was just talking about past videos and just preparing, getting the people, it's a hangout, so getting the people to join the hangout. The title of the video that he did was No Losses Only Lessons, episode 4. um Here he's going with this Pookie and Ray Ray thing again, and this, I tried, like I said in previous videos, I tried not to get dragged into this. I don't know why the person that sent me the link to this sent it to me. I've only watched the first 20 minutes of it. Maybe the rest is something more relevant to my platform, hopefully. I don't want to judge this person on the first 20 minutes. I really only know 20 minutes of your entire body of work, brother. But this 20 minutes is something I definitely must respond to. And sorry, don't have an hour. It's late. I'm on California time, but it's still late here in Texas. And I got things to do. I'll probably listen to the rest some other time soon. Anyway, I'm going to play some clip. You know how I do. I'm going to play some clips from his video and then give a response, kind of impromptu. Even though I heard it before, but some of this stuff is just uh, you got to listen. All right, here we go.
We haven't kept it real with our goddamn selves yet. And I see a lot of faking on YouTube. Just a lot of faking. You know? You got guys who claiming to be red pill who are really incels.
All right, let me stop right there. That's not fake. It is possible for a person to be both red pill and incel. And it's really possible for a person to be both red pill and, or excuse me, both blue pill and incel. And it's possible for an incel to be a Democrat or a Republican or a communist or anything, or a feminist or anti feminist or gay or Jewish or Muslim or Christian. An incel can be just about anything. It doesn't mean that you're fake in that regard. You're not a fake red pill if you're an incel. That statement, yeah. So, brother, explain that if we ever get together on the platform.
These guys are not red pill. These guys are incels.
The two things are not mutually exclusive, brother.
Go and check out my stream. Black man is, the vagina, your paradigm. See, for incels, getting vagina is their life's goal. They do everything in life. All their accomplishments is based around vagina.
Okay, let me stop right there. I know incels. Well, I don't know if I can really call them incels. I know people who did not have sex while they were in college. which means that they went to their mid 20s and some of them even late 20s without having sex. These are guys who are both socially awkward and physically unappealing, and they're not proud of the fact that they haven't had sex, but they do talk about it openly in conversation. They mention it in passing. Sucks to be them, but his psychoanalysis of them is not really accurate because everything they do is not revolved around pussy. And this is just from, anecdotally, the very few incels I know. Everything they do is not revolved around pussy. In fact, these are the guys that do absolutely nothing for pussy. I mean, these niggas don't even clip their toes or fingers and they make weird ass sounds and shit. Niggas don't even shave like right. They got patches. Incels make no effort. And should I call them incels? Virgins make no effort. So for him to say that everything they do revolves around pussy, no, it doesn't. These niggas go to Comic-Con and shit like that. Do that revolve around pussy? All right, let's continue.
This is why the argument and this discussion keeps going on. Because these guys are not red pill. Because being red pill has nothing to do with women.
Being red pill has nothing to do with women? Really? I think it has a lot to do with women because those who, define red pills, you're being red pilled about female nature. So it does have something to do with women a lot. Like if there was a Venn diagram, the shit would just overlap almost completely. It has a lot to do with that. At least this particular red pill. Yeah. Gonna have to, unpack that or expand on that. I don't know what you mean there, bro.
You see? How long are you gonna stay in red pill rage? How long?
Okay, so this is a straw man argument. You know, there there's this straw man that a lot of people recently in the past couple months, when this whole C Boogie Obsidian thing broke out and then expanded throughout the this section of YouTube, there's this straw man that the let's just call it the select camp is trying to slay of a incel that's pretending to be red pill, but really he's a unattractive virgin, and he's raging against everything. That's their straw man that they're trying to slay, and I guess that there are a few people that fit the bill, but they're expanding this definition to not only I don't know, I guess you want to call them non-select, but maybe they're not necessarily non-select, but they're expanding that definition to educated lames, and well, they're really expanding the definition of lame to those who are educated, which is the most fucked up thing you can do in a community. But that's neither here nor there. Let me just continue, because this is like a firestorm that I'm trying to put out with a fucking water gun, but this is ridiculous. All right, let's continue.
Because guess what? Guess what the negative side effects of staying in red pill rage does? The negative side effects of staying in red pill rage for so long is you become miserable. You become miserable. You scare women away from you, and you become miserable.
Okay. This is a fucking mind game, and this is why I decided to do the response video to tell the straw man that they're attacking is a incel that's pretending to be red pill, even though you can be both, and is currently in red pill rage, even though, according to him, you can't be red pill and an incel at the same time. So how can an incel be in red pill rage? Anyway, if you're an incel in red pill rage and you're scaring women away, they're already scared away from you. You're an incel. What are you talking about? Like, it's like, oh, the reason that you aren't getting pussy is because you're complaining about not getting pussy. It's like you don't get the whole chicken and egg argument that you created for yourself. So they already are not getting pussy and they want to rage about that. You can, yeah, you can just say, oh, okay. You don't necessarily have to listen. I mean, I didn't listen, So because of my major, there was a lot of my major is not very appealing to women. So there were a lot of guys with I shouldn't say a lot. There were only like I could count on one hand in computer science, which is like the least pussy getting major you can get. I could still count on one hand dudes that were actual incels. It was some dudes that were even married in that thing at a very young age. So, even incels are very rare. Let's be clear. So the fact that they're talking about this is bizarre. It's like, talking about damn, what else is it's like talking about midgets, that are also albinos. It's something that's so rare that there's no real need to even bring it up. Anyway, the irony is lost. So let's set up a discussion, and I'll help you find it.
Come bitter. And when you're miserable, when you're complacent, when you're bitter, you don't think about becoming better.
Okay. I guess that's fine if he leaves it there. If he leaves it at that point and say there is an incel who's, likely not bathing, and I'm thinking about a very small group of guys that I knew, whose hygiene wasn't 100%, and so that really went into the whole bathing thing. But if he's talking about that, then yeah. If he's talking about educated, quote unquote, lames, then they are bettering themselves, because that by definition you're educating yourself. They're bettering themselves in that regard. So that doesn't apply. And then earlier he said these are the guys that do everything to get pussy. But now you're saying that they're not doing anything. They're not bettering themselves. Explain yourself, brother.
See?
No, I don't see.
Peace to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all. Do me a favor, please smash that like button, please. But this whole discussion, this whole argument is based around vagina. And that...
Is it really? Like, on a previous video, I talked about the Pookie and Ray Ray thing. It was supposed to be my first and last thing. And it wasn't really about vagina. And just like the conversation I had with Taz. So whenever somebody brings it up, it's always the ones who more closely associate with the Pookie and Ray Ray types. Because some of these guys aren't even technically Pookie and Ray Ray, but they want to put themselves in that camp for whatever reason. It's the ones who want to put themselves in that camp who bring up pussy. Like, I say women, they say pussy. Women are pussy. And, you've seen the video on that. So, no need to, those of you, if you haven't, take a look at it. It's the one with the picture of a pussy on it. But they're the ones who bring it up. It's not really about pussy, the ones who are doing it right. I mean, of course, Obsidian, but but he has a couch thing going on, and I did a video on that. But really, for at least from the educated lame's point of view, it's not only not about pussy, it never really has been.
That is the paradigm of the incel. That is the paradigm of the incel.
I don't know if that's the right word you're looking for. Paradigm of the incel. Yeah, yeah. So when we have our talk, I want you to tell me what you believe paradigm means.
That is the paradigm of a lot of you educated lames. Because
okay, so this is, I'm not sure, but I think this is the first time that he brought up educated lames. So before, he was just saying incel, red pill, and incel, fake red pill raging and stuff like that. And now he broadened it to educated lames. So, that, like, educated lames are incel, fake, raging red pillars who aren't really red pill because an incel can't be red pill. That's where he went with that. You see how he linked all of these things together, and that's what I tried to do. In my previous video, I wanted to untangle that. I wanted to say, and C Boogie would agree that not all educated people are lame, nor are they incels. I guess if you are educated lame, I mean, you still are not necessarily an incel, but it's kind of a weird thing he did. So he just kind of brought educated lame into a fucked up camp. Let's see why.
a lot of you educated lames are involuntarily celibate. A lot of y'all educated lames are incels.
Well, a lot of Pookies and Ray Rays are incels too. What was the point in saying? Like I said, an incel can be anything. An incel, there are jawline niggas that are incels. An incel can be anything.
Because if y'all weren't, y'all wouldn't be having this argument with Pookie and Ray Ray.
But Pookie and Ray Ray is having the argument too. That's a classic tactic. That is a classic tactic that people use, to just shut people the fuck up. Like, the only, you must be a loser if you're arguing this particular point. Like say somebody is getting picked on. Say you're in school, in junior high or something, and you see some kids picking on a gay kid, and you say, hey, something that's fucked up. You shouldn't really pick on a guy because he's gay. Oh, the only reason why you are saying this is because you must be gay too. So, like, really? What the fuck does that? No, I don't know where people's stance is on homosexuality. I mean, I'm completely indifferent. But if a person chooses to speak on the behalf of someone, or if a person who's straight says, gay people should marry, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gay. It just means that, they understand the situation, and they have a particular view on it, and it does affect them. Now, an educated lame who has an opinion on, this particular thing does not necessarily make him an incel. But it is a good way to shut somebody up, I guess, is to shut up an educated person. Depending on what level of education he has, he probably wouldn't fall for that shit. But, and a person would just rightfully say, no, I'm not an incel, but whether I were or wasn't, that's immaterial. The point is that this is a problem. Let's continue. Now, so the fact that he's stating this means that he cannot understand any argument that a person can make outside of pussy. Like, if somebody were to bring up something, anything, it must be about pussy, and they're not saying it because they do not see people like this, as far as I know, like I say, only known them for 20 minutes, do not understand the universe past their dick.
See, y'all know y'all can't argue with Pookie and Ray Ray and prove them wrong on nothing else.
Actually, I think that they can prove them wrong on everything else. In each and every single facet of life, I think that an educated person can prove a Pookie and Ray Ray wrong on anything. What are you talking about? Like, and there's no set definition of Pookie and Ray Ray, but the stereotype of Pookie and Ray Ray is somebody who, is typically lazy, don't take care of their children, don't really maximize their potential, things like they can challenge them on any number of these things destructive to the community. They could challenge them on all of these things, everything that makes them that. They can do that. So why is it only, oh, that's right, you cannot see the world, the only aspect of society you understand is pussy? Debate me, prove me wrong.
So what y'all do is now y'all make the argument over women. Now y'all make the argument over vagina. And that,
There you go, conflating they do not see that these are two separate things. A woman has a vagina. She has a vagina. She has a vagina. She isn't a vagina. If a person is making an argument over women, they're not necessarily making an argument over vagina. Just like if a person is arguing about a pen, he is not necessarily arguing about ink.
that's because getting pussy is y'all paradigm.
Oh my God. Getting pussy is an educated lame's paradigm. All right. Well, let's. Oh God, this is ridiculous. Okay, so had to pause the video for a second because I needed to bring up the definition of paradigm because this is really getting on my nerves. So, a typical example or pattern of something, a model. There is a new paradigm for public arts in this country, or public art in this country. Synonyms: model, pattern, example, standard, prototype, archetype. So, getting pussy is you niggas' model, pattern. So that would mean that they're constantly getting pussy. Getting pussy is you niggas' example, is your niggas' standard, prototype, archetype. Like, what definition of what does he think paradigm means? But what do I know? I'm just educated. Okay, let's continue.
Go and check out that stream. I done. Black man is pussy your paradigm. And this is what a lot of guys don't understand.
Oh my God, he did a whole stream with this misdefinition.
Stop worrying about women and become the best man you could become for yourself first. Worry about.
Wait a minute, isn't that what, like, getting educated is? Is how, what is? Okay, this is all right, all right. Just scratching my head on that one. Like, stop worrying about women and become the best men for yourself. I think that that's what, like, educated person who's lame or not is doing or has done. Let's continue.
About yourself. treat yourself better, women will treat you better. If a woman see that you treat yourself a certain way, she won't bring certain bullshit around you.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting theory. So I don't know what he means by treat yourself a certain way. Once again, I can meet on his channel. He can meet on mine. I got a new live stream because mine's is down, so I'll put the link for that in the description box. But I don't know what he means in that regard. I mean, I'm all for self improvement. Education is a form of self improvement. So, elaborate on that, brother. I'm curious.
She'll respect that shit, even a strag. She will respect it. And if she try you and you put her in her place, she will respect it. Because you treat yourself a certain way. Stop worrying about or complaining about how women are treating you. Maybe women are treating you messed up because you don't show women how much you care about yourself.
Okay, stop right there. Okay, I'm gonna make this into two parts. So in about 4 minutes, I'm gonna cut this short. But all right, damn, I lost my train of thought. What was he saying? Okay, something about the way you treat yourself and hold on one second. Damn, lost my train of thought. 1 second. All right, so that's where I was getting at. Completely slipped my mind because it's late. So he admits that it's not just about pussy. According to him, these guys are being treated a certain way or mistreated a certain way by these women. And, I don't know, various forms of disrespect. I don't really know what the complaints are. But they are complaints, and these are complaints that have nothing to do with pussy. Apparently, according to what he just said, these bitches are trying these dudes or, just fucking with these dudes outside of pussy. So because a woman isn't a pussy, she just has one, she has all sorts of other tools that she can use to fuck with niggas. And that's part of their complaints. And what he's shooting back is, oh, the reason that they are fucking with you is because you do not respect yourself. This is very interesting. Okay, let's continue.
You wonder why you can't get women to do things for you? Because maybe that woman don't see you doing shit for yourself.
Like educating yourself.
You're not a self-motivator.
Okay, and Pookie and Ray Ray are self-motivators? Okay, let's continue.
You have no goals.
Like getting an education? Okay, let's continue.
So if your goal is pussy, then why should she respect you? Why should she honor you? Why should she let you lead?
Now, the absence of respect does not necessarily mean that there is a presence of disrespect in its wake. So what he was describing a moment ago was, these women are disrespecting you, and you need to check them, and they'll check them if you respect yourself first. But what if they just would rather be left alone by these women? So I don't know if an educated lane is really seeking respect from the majority of these women.
Because the furthest you going is her pussy. How are you going to lead her when your whole mindset is based on how much pussy you can accumulate in life?
is that the mindset of an educated lame? I mean, like, I'd like for you to cite your references. Like, where do you get that from? Why do you believe that an educated lame's purpose in life is more pussy? Like, I mean, it may be true. I don't really think so, but it may be true. Let's go over that. Let's go over that sometime. All right, I'm gonna end part one to this video here because I'm what 11 minutes 40 seconds in, and I have 9 minutes to go, and I want to make my video shorter. So I'll make this a part one, and then we can move on to part two and kind of get the second half of this whole portion of his video. All right, so this is Game Changer 00100. I'm out. Peace.